Welcome to another episode of the Weekly InSalt. This is episode 314. I'm your host, Wade. I'm usually joined by my co-host, Laura, but she is sick today. With something nasty, too. She sounded really bad. On Friday, I don't even think she left her bed. Ooh. So I brought her some soup and made sure that, because what's one thing you don't want to do when you're sick?
Leave the house
or cook anything. Like, you just hope that you saved yourself a can of chicken noodle soup to get you better. But I am here with Ches, as you heard.
Hello.
And I didn't have a title prepared.
It's all right.
But we'll just go back to recycling like Grand Poobah sound or something. I don't know.
Works for me.
Dr. Sound.
Yeah. Works for me.
Yeah, it's the three of us today. No guest. Busy, though. We've got some housekeeping, or I guess it'd be like spring cleaning items that we usually write some notes for ourselves throughout the weeks and months that we want to talk about on shows that we don't have guests. Today is one of those shows, so we'll get to quite a lot of things. If you like the shows where we try spicy things, then stick around because we're definitely doing that in the last half of the show.
As we teased a couple episodes ago.
Yeah, and then, things changed. We got guests. We had the movie theater, Maven Cinema on. Of course, the mayor. That was a sweet episode. Recently talked to him on Friday, too, about that episode, and apparently there were some people out there that thought my joke about him showing up with security and talking to the neighbors having snipers on the roof was real. No, he just followed us in his car by himself.
If there was security, they were so good we never saw them.
Yeah, we never saw them. That's how good they were. It's just always cracks me up that it's like, I thought it was pretty clearly a joke, but hey, man, you never know. Just don't believe what you hear on the internet or a podcast.
Yeah.
Not everything, anyway. One thing, I guess we started off right away. One thing that I did yesterday is I went to Punk in Drublic, which was the NoFX music festival that came Salt Lake, originally in Pioneer Park, but they moved it to Rice Eccles, and that's NoFX's last tour. That's their final tour. If any of you guys like punk music.
Yeah, I'm going to call BS on that one.
They said they're not going to do the Iron Maiden or the, where they're like, it's our final tour, and then they're going to do another final tour.
And so has every other band in existence.
They said they're not going to do it.
I mean, Motley Crue made a contract saying they couldn't do it, a signed legal document.
And they still did it.
And they fucking literally blew up that contract with explosives and went out on tour again.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know with bands these days, and it's that's a good marketing technique, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? I did notice on the screen printed poster that was specific for Salt Lake City for NoFX, there's nothing on there that says the final tour. But everything at all the merch booth and everything said like the final merch booth, things like that. And they did say in the show that they were sad because they're never coming back to Salt Lake again. But they never liked Salt Lake anyway. It didn't feel like they did. And you can see why. They're a punk band and they don't like establishment. And Utah has a lot of establishment, especially liquor laws. And
there's a big movie. SLC Punk.
Yeah, there was. They made some references to that. But there was some funny things that I have to talk about. First thing it was like really the first nice sunny Saturday.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
Beautiful day to do it. And you could tell that most of the white people there were highly unprepared for that day. And I think it happens to the best of us on the first sunny day. You're like, oh, I'm just happy to be outside. You'd leave your sunscreen at home because you haven't needed it for the whole winter. There was a lot of people walking around that probably have raccoon eyes today.
Oh, I remember one year, it was a nice spring day like this, and there wasn't a lot going on at work. Boss came up, said, hey, let's get this truck unloaded. Let's drink some beer. We're going to the baseball game this afternoon.
Yeah.
So we went to the baseball game. It was gorgeous. A couple of our people got so sunburned, they couldn't come to work the next day.
Yeah, it takes it out of you.
And that next day, we were working in a blizzard.
Oh, there's
in
Utah.
Salt Lake.
There's Utah for you, right there. There was other people that, so basically the concert, or the festival, you could say, it started at 2 p.m. And NoFX didn't come on until 9 p.m. So most people that are there, they're there to see like Pennywise and NoFX. Face to Face was there. Co-Defendants was there. So a lot of big names. But not until later in the evening, right? So we got there at like 1. And immediately, I already know when you say music festival, you're going to pace yourself. Don't go ham in the beginning because you're not going to make it to the end and you're going to be miserable.
I think that needs to go with anything that ends in festival.
Yes, I would agree. But there was a lot, because it's a punk festival, there was a lot of people that didn't really care about that. So you would catch people doing the drunk lean. Have you seen those videos of people that they think they're walking normal, but they're really like leaning backwards?
They haven't had their V8 yet.
And it's like they only let you take in 1 liter of water per person. It had to be a sealed bottle. So they check it at the gate. But at 1 liter, when you're out at a music festival for 7 hours, 8 hours, it's not nearly enough water, Do
they have refill stations?
There was a water station in the stadium, but I didn't go check it out, so I don't know if they did or not. I drank like a Gator Light before and everything because I'm like, might as well just hydrate up a lot before we go in, just in case it's not easy to get water. Water bottles are like $5 a pop or something like that. So I didn't really buy much water. Beer was normal venue prices, like $15 for 24-ounce can. But the funny thing was just watching how many people were unprepared. There was this one guy that, like, once the evening came around and the sun started going down, that's when you could start to tell like how drastic the sunburns had gotten on people that day.
Because they're now cold.
Yeah, and there's people that started freezing, and then but their face is like bright red. There was one guy that I guess he got drunk pretty early, so he was just standing with his left side to the sun all day. So when you looked at him straight on, he was completely red down the left half of his body, but the right side of his body wasn't sunburnt. I almost feel like he did that on purpose.
It's like he faced north all day.
Yeah. And there was some other problems too. The stage was facing east, so all of us were looking west, and people were getting their eyes sunburnt.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Looking at the stage. So the first aid tent was busy. But you really don't think about that stuff on the first nice day of spring, You're just kind of excited to be out there in the nice weather. It was beautiful. But take your sunscreen with you, man. That's what it's for. Do you wear sunscreen during the summer?
Yeah.
I always wear it.
Yeah.
Do you always wear it?
Not very often.
Yeah. You kind of have a darker complexion to begin with, though.
I do have a more of an olive complexion, and I tan really well.
Yeah, instead of burning.
So I might wear it a little bit at the beginning just till I kind of get that base going.
Mm-hmm.
But then my thought is, why do I want to put all these chemicals on my body?
Yeah.
You're saying I'm going to get cancer from the sun? Well, I'm just as likely I'm going to get cancer from these chemicals. So
what I do know is that if you're not wearing sunscreen and you burn easily, you're basically just ruining your next day and your sleep that night.
And exactly. So, I'm fortunate. I don't, I might get red for a day or two, but then it just goes to tan.
Yeah, I usually get a decent sunburn every spring or the beginning of summer. And then after that, I don't sunburn as easily. I still could if I'm just reckless about it. But yeah, I do the same thing. I kind of tan up pretty well. And then I'm like, okay, I'm good. I don't really need to worry about it.
Yeah, I used to be, when I worked outside all summer, I'd had people come up to me towards the end of summer thinking I was Hispanic.
Yeah.
Talk to me 100 miles an hour in Spanish. And I'm like, sorry, no Espanol. They're like, what?
That's funny.
You're not Hispanic?
Chez is outdoors so much he turns Hispanic, dude. That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think that we'll probably all have pretty good tans by the end of the summer.
I hope so.
Because we have a lot of stuff planned. Like we always do our yearly trip, to a lake or something.
Yeah.
And then around my birthday, we'll go do something, up in higher elevation in the woods. And that's usually when the tan starts setting in because it's like you want to be outside kind of.
We need to schedule stuff because I'm running out of PTO.
I know, man. Jeez. I'm actually already keeping an eye on my PTO too.
So Kurt just took a bunch to go watch the Eclipse. So.
I did. Went out to Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah. How was Cleveland?
It was good. It was good. Had a good time. We got one of my friends that lives out there. He's also a fan of the show. Hi, Donald.
What up, Donald?
Hey.
He asked me to come out there for my birthday.
How's your shower curtain working out, by the way?
Dude, that thing is solid.
That was more a question for Donald. I know he can't answer. Yeah, you sent me a picture of that, getting some stuff done out there, which
Yeah.
I'm sure he appreciates. You know?
Yeah, of course. It was fun.
Yeah.
He asked me for help with that, and when I first looked at it, I'm like, oh my god.
You sent me the before picture, and it looked like a pretty janky old shower curtain.
Yeah. Well, it came with the house when he bought it, so
that makes sense.
And I was looking, I'm like, how are we going to do this? And I was thinking about it. I'm like, what if we did it this way? And I was like, I pitched the idea to him and his wife, and they liked it. We had to order a part off of Amazon for it because we couldn't get it at Home Depot. But
if that tells the audience how long you were there.
Yeah,
long enough to order a part off Amazon. And get it,
I mean, that could be
Amazon,
same-day delivery.
Yeah,
I guess that's true.
They've got a huge warehouse like right down the street.
Oh, okay.
So they came.
But you were there
quickly.
for how long?
I was there for not including travel days.
No, you can include. I think including travel days.
Wednesday to a Wednesday.
So yeah, basically a full week.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it was fun. You know, we went and saw 2 MLB games.
Which games?
We drove up to Detroit and saw the Tigers and the White Sox.
Okay.
Which the Tigers lost to the White Sox, and then a few days later we went to the Guardians and the A's.
Okay.
And the Guardians won that game.
Speaking of the A's, yeah, you should lose for not coming to Salt Lake. Have fun in Sacramento. We didn't want you anyway. We've got other things we'll talk about later in the show that we're excited about.
Well, yeah, we'll get the new. We'll wait a couple more years and we'll get the new expansion team coming.
Yeah, I'm sure we will eventually.
So,
did you eat a hot dog at the stadium?
I did.
Yeah,
I did. It wasn't what I was expecting though.
Yeah.
Do they have like an Ohio dog or something?
No, I mean they had
what would the Ohio dog be?
I don't know.
I don't know, but
A Detroit dog.
I just got one of the standard stadium hot dogs. I mean,
Yeah.
they had a cart there that was doing like grilled hot dogs with onions and stuff, and which was like 3 times the price. But
yeah,
still,
the Detroit hot dog comes with a Glock.
Yeah.
I don't think Detroit's that bad.
A lead testing kit.
But at the Guardians game, I went to go get a thing of nachos. And,
this is a good story.
the line, because this was the opener, the season opener there, so it was super busy. There was a lot of people, and all the lines for everything were a mile long. And so I'm just gonna have to wait in this line, and waited in this line for 20 minutes, missed 2 innings of the game, and I finally get all the way up to the cart, and the guy's like, I'm out of chips. I'm like, you motherfucker.
Oh man, you were probably so excited for the nachos too, because the whole time you're in line, you're like, all right, yeah, that sounds pretty good, and then you're thinking about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were good nachos. They had nachos and chicken and cheese and jalapenos.
Came in a batter's helmet.
Yeah, it came in a helmet.
Yeah.
I was excited for that, and then he didn't have it. I was like tempted to just say, just scoop all that bullshit into the helmet and forget the chips.
Yeah.
I'll just eat that.
Which, that's just poor planning on the vendor's part, right? How do you run out of chips as a nacho vendor?
Yeah, and it was like the 6th inning.
They didn't have any like stale ones in the back closet or something they could warm up?
We got some from last season.
I still wanted some nachos, and there was another cart, and all they were just doing was just chips and cheese. But that's why I should have got the bucket of filling, and then gone to the other place and got the chips.
I just get the bucket and then I'll go over there and get nachos.
Yeah, but it was $18 for the helmet nachos, and then
$18 nachos,
and then $8 for the chips and cheese. So
jeez,
man, it was expensive.
That's crazy. But I guess venue pricing. It's the way it is. I was talking to a food truck at the festival yesterday, and they said you should bring cash because they're charging us 40% when you run your card.
Holy
to the
crap.
food truck. He's like, so basically when you run your card, he's like, I make very little money.
So the venue was charging him 40%?
I think so. I think the venue was taking a cut. He didn't make it very clear though.
But only on credit cards. That's weird.
Well, I'm sure they take it on cash too, but you can just be like, I don't know, I didn't make that much in cash.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's why cash is the king, I guess.
Yeah.
The king if you're not the tax man.
But the Eclipse was cool.
Yeah, how was it? Like, describe... Because I think everybody was like, it's cool, man. It got dark. But, like, was it weird?
It was... If you've never seen one before and you don't know what to expect, then yes, it is weird. I missed the one in 2017 that went across Idaho, and I don't remember the path through that. It went down, like, Idaho and then south into Florida or something.
Yeah.
I missed that one, but this one I finally got to see. This was the first one I've seen. That was a total.
Yeah.
And You have to use those stupid glasses that you get everywhere, and because even if there's just a sliver of sun, it'll blind you.
Yeah, I'm sure there were still plenty of dumb people.
Oh, of course, of course. I mean, there was an increase in Google searches like following the eclipse of why do my eyes hurt. But so the eclipse started, and which is just starting to cover the sun, and you go out and look and go, oh yeah, that's cool, and then wait 20 minutes, and it's 50%, 70%, 80%. And you're like, it's getting closer. It didn't actually start getting dark until it was like 95% covered.
Yeah,
and then it would get dim, like it was getting dim, and then all of a sudden it's just like dark.
Yeah,
it was full covered, and then you can take your glasses off and look up and just see the ring up there, which was really cool to see.
There was one thing about the eclipse that I didn't know, or the total eclipse, is that throughout history when they've happened, the United States Air Force has always sent a jet up there to see how long they could stay in the shadow, and I don't think they broke the record this time.
The record is 74 minutes.
Yeah, in the eclipse. Yeah.
In the eclipse shadow.
Yeah, but when it's like traveling at how fast? It's like 2,500 miles an hour.
Well, they used
crazy.
one of those Concorde jets.
Yeah, that was like the way above the like super thin atmosphere, so it could just like very low wind resistance.
Yeah. So what they did was the arc where the shadow would go across, the plane had to get in at exact certain time, like seconds later it would be too late.
Yeah,
and whatnot. But they had to follow this certain path from like the top of the arc all the way through the arc to the bottom of the arc. It was really interesting how they did it and how they planned it out.
It's cool. It's cool that they would want to do something like that. And I didn't know they did. I wouldn't even think about like. They had a live stream of a pilot that was flying in the eclipse, the pilot this year, but I don't know what jet they were flying.
Well, yeah, there were commercial flights you could book to like have the longest time in the.
And I think in a commercial plane, I think the longest time would be like 12 to 15 minutes.
Well, yeah, so they had like special flights that were going to keep with it the whole.
Well, they can't.
Yeah, well, as much as they can,
yeah. Because I mean, you consider a plane moves 600 miles an hour,
500-600 miles an hour. Yeah,
and the eclipse shadow moves like, depending on where it is, it can go anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 miles an hour.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
Which just listening to the speed of that alone of the shadow gives you the sense of scale of like the solar system. You know, like that's. Crazy.
Yeah, astronomical events are awesome.
They are. They make you feel like a little tiny speck. Yeah, just a speck in this giant thing.
Well, there's the other one that happened. It wasn't a moon eclipse, but it was the transit of Venus. Do you guys remember that?
You were telling me something about this, and I remember you specifically saying, which this happens a lot with our group. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about with that, and you're like, I'll just save it for the podcast. Then.
Yeah.
Which, us being humans, like. Pisses me off because I'm like, man, I want to know what you're talking about right now.
Well, now I'm ready. Time. So the transit of Venus is when the Venus moves between the Earth and the Sun. It's nothing like a solar eclipse. It's nothing like an annular because all you see is a little black dot that just cruises across the surface of the Sun.
Like it won't even affect the light down.
No, not even a bit. Not at all. But with the right filters and telescopes and stuff like that, you can see it. So the last one happened in 2004. So it's been a minute. It's been 20 years. But it was cool. You can pull it up on YouTube and see how that worked. Yeah. And it was cool to see that, considering that there has only been 8 transits of Venus since the telescope was invented.
Oh, wow.
And the next one will happen in 2117.
21, jeez, yeah.
December 10th and 11th.
Yep, so mark your calendars.
Yeah, and the next total eclipse will come over Salt Lake City, or we're on like the edge of it, I think.
It's going to be real close.
Yeah.
I'm kind of I was looking at because I have software on my phone that'll show the eclipse. I'm concerned that there's going to be like a 1% sliver.
Yeah, and it did look like that on the maps that I saw.
Well,
that's August 12th, 2045.
2045 at 10:30 p.m. or a.m.
10:30 a.m.
Let's say, at that point, I mean, you're not going to have to go very far to get into that 100%.
We can go down to Provo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
everybody else is going to do that too. So no.
We'll go back down to Fish Lake or
We'll go
something.
camping somewhere that's in that area. That's
Fish
in the
Lake, I
direct
think, would be
power.
outside of it.
That's if I know you bastards, man.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to be retired and sitting on my property.
Well, just plan your property so it's in the path and walk
No,
down your property.
My property will not even be in the state.
Well, it could still be in the path,
Kurt's gonna
just not
go-
in the state.
He's going to
That's
go
true.
full hermit mode when he retires.
I am.
That's if there's any place left like that to retire to by that time.
No, there'll be plenty.
Oh, yeah.
There's always Alaska. Then you got to deal with the winter. Same thing with Montana, even if up in Montana, the winters get pretty cold.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of summer months.
Yeah.
There's only like 4, maybe 5.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful when it is summer up there, though.
Technically, I think it's only 3.
Probably. I don't know. I've only been there once. But what else did you do in Cleveland? Just the 2 games?
Yeah, 2 games. The Eclipse. We went to Canada.
Yeah.
And went to
What'd you go to Canada for?
Niagara Falls. I've never been there, never seen that. Seen pictures, of course, but I've never been there.
Was it as cool as you thought it would be?
Well, it depends on where you go. If you go to Buffalo, New York, and then over where the tourist area is, I mean, it smells like garbage and burning tires there. So your best bet is to go across the border into Canada and see the falls from the Canada
Which you
side.
have to have your passport for.
Yes, you do. And
a clean record.
Yeah.
but Canada does have the better view.
Yeah. I thought that was funny because the day that you went to Niagara Falls, you had told me, but what I didn't expect is that randomly during my work day while you were at Niagara Falls, I got a picture of across Niagara Falls to a bunch of people standing on the platform, and he's like, "Damn Americans." It made me laugh.
Yep.
Yeah, I think it would be cool to see it from the Canadian side.
Yeah, it was cool. It was nice to go into Canada. I've never been to Canada before.
I haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neither have I. And
I'd like
so
to.
I went, and it was pretty easy to get across the border. We went. But I immediately lost cell phone signal.
Oh yeah, like right at the transition.
Yeah. Like I have no signal, couldn't do anything. I mean, unless I switched over to roaming, but I didn't want to pay for that.
Yeah.
And then so we drove maybe 20 minutes into Niagara Falls on the Canada side,
Yeah.
and there was a big ass casino in there, which I promptly lost 26 Canadian dollars. So it was enough for me to take a shit in the toilet and not flush it.
Like, I'll leave a piece of me here forever.
So what is that in American then? About 40?
20.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah. The exchange rate's in our favor when you go to Canada.
$20.
Not
will
by
get you-
much,
$20 will get you 26 in Canadian.
Okay.
which is weird because you don't really think the dollar hasn't been too powerful lately, but
No.
maybe nobody else's currency has either.
Yep.
Yeah, dude, well, I'm glad you had fun. And you got to get away and do things like that. Especially, was it like awe-inspiring to see Niagara Falls when you saw it? You're like, that's a shit ton of water.
It was a ton of water.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty amazing.
You don't see a waterfall like that
It
every day.
It was hard to get pictures. I do have a bunch of pictures on my phone of the falls, but it was hard to get pictures because of all the people
Oh yeah.
that were there. I think we went on a weekend, and it's still out of season. So there was a lot of people.
Can you imagine going there when it is in season?
Oh, man.
That seems to be the thing that's happening everywhere at all the big tourist destinations. They're just getting super crowded. We've seen it here with places like Zion. I don't think Zion does it yet, but Arches and other places are doing reservation now. Like, they only let a certain number of people in per day. So you have to call and reserve your, like, yeah, we'll be there on this day. Oh, sorry, we're full. Like,
Yep.
that's crazy. Because growing up, I mean, it was just, that's our land, let's go check out the cool shit that we can see. And now it's like, yeah, you can come check it out if you get a reservation.
Yeah.
But I think that kind of started with COVID. And once they realized they built those reservation systems during COVID, that they might as well just keep using them.
Yeah.
Because they've got them already.
Yeah.
Thanks, COVID. Another thing.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But, yeah. So, going across the border into Canada, that was pretty easy to do. Lost cell phone signal. Everything switched to kilometers and liters.
Yeah. The good old metric system.
Yep. Coming back into the United States, though, that was a little bit more challenging. The border agents were a little bit more strict,
Yeah.
but they just asked more questions, and whatnot, but it wasn't too bad.
What kind of questions did they ask?
Well, I rolled up in there, and they're like, bringing anything back from Canada? I was like, no, just souvenirs. They're like, okay, whose truck is this? I'm like, it's his truck. And they're like, why are you driving it? I'm like, because he didn't want to drive it.
Yeah. Because he's been driving all the rest of the day.
You know, so they're just fishing for information is all.
Yeah.
Probably just red flags, you know,
Yeah. But
which happens at every border.
yeah, but it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I mean, it happened when I landed in Bulgaria. They were like weirded out by the fact that I was there, but I think because they'd seen all my other coworkers arriving throughout the week, they were kind of like, "Oh, okay, his story lines up with everybody else." But
Yeah, you should have told the guard, yeah, I'm just bringing back the remnants of my lunch. My gut.
Just souvenirs and a half-eaten burger.
Yeah. In my belly.
in my belly. Well, cool, man. Anything?
we went
anything?
we went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh, I bet that was cool.
It was chaotic.
Was it really?
Was it that busy?
It was not only busy. Yeah, there was a lot of people there, but there was a lot to see. Like
Oh shit!
a lot, like because there's 6 floors to that place.
Whoa! I didn't know it was that big.
Yeah, so you buy your ticket and you go all the way down to level 0, and the level 0 is the most chaotic. There's a ton of people down there, and every square inch of that place
packed full.
is just packed full of stuff to look at.
Jeez.
And I mean, it'd take you 2 days to if you want to stand and read everything. It would take a lot.
What was the coolest thing that you saw there?
I saw Jimi Hendrix's recording studio soundboard.
Oh no way! That's pretty cool.
I actually have a picture of that on my phone. I'll show you later.
Yeah, you show me a break. That is super cool, and I mean the rock and roll in general, just music in general. There's so much history in that building.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of stuff.
That'd be crazy if your dad had a guitar in there.
I asked him.
Yeah.
While I was out there, I sent him a text. I'm like, you got anything in the Hall of Fame out here? I sent him a couple pictures of some guitars. Like, there's a lot out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, nope, I don't have anything there.
He's lying.
But he does want to go.
Oh, he hasn't been either?
He has not been.
Oh, that'd be a sweet trip to take with your dad.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
He would love that. Dang, that's when I wish we had like a million listener audience and we could be like, dude, let's crowdfund you and your dad's trip.
Yeah.
Film it all.
That'd be sweet.
That would be sweet.
Well, I think even you and I need to go for it as a film crew.
Yeah, I mean that
Yeah.
we obviously have
Yeah.
to, you know. Somebody's got to run the camera and
Exactly.
hold it. Somebody's got to be in front of the camera. That would be you and your dad though.
Yeah,
Your dad would love that.
maybe.
Being in front of the camera.
Maybe.
He was nice enough to come on this show and like completely wow us with just his knowledge of guitars and how much of an impact he had on history.
Yeah, so if you haven't listened to that episode, give it a listen.
Do you remember what episode number it is by
Find
chance?
out real quick.
Yeah.
A second.
We're coming up on break, but that episode is definitely worth a listen. I think that you read the title of it and it doesn't really do it justice as to how important your dad is in the history of guitars. And once we started talking to him, we had Jimmy here, and he's a guitarist. He's played guitar like most of his life. He was like in awe. He didn't want to talk. He was like so nervous and just like wanted to hear everything that your dad had to say.
Episode 298.
298. Yeah, that's a great one. Check it out. Let's take a break then. We still got plenty of stuff to do.
Oh, yeah.
With the hot sauce. Like, as always, I'm not looking forward to that. You guys will probably play it off like it's nothing.
That won't be
I'm going to be on the floor. And there's a cool story behind how we came across the hot sauce, too, that we'll share with you guys. But we'll be back. This is the Weekly InSalt. We'll be back after the break. And we're back. Weekly InSalt, episode 314. And here we are again. I'm sitting in a padded room, which is probably appropriate for us at this point, with a bottle of extremely hot sauce, some Del Taco, and just for the record, Ches and Kurt both have shakes. I declined the shake because I'm just way better than you guys at spicy things. We
I
all
just
know
wanted
that.
a chocolate shake. It sounded good.
Oh, yeah, sure. You know, the excuses come right out the gate.
Yeah.
But there's a cool story behind this. We went to the outdoor expo.
Yes.
and we ran into a guy that sells this hot sauce. It's called the Ghost Scream.
It's the brand of
Is the brand Ghost Scream hot sauce. They have a bunch of different ones. We got like a sampler pack. They had like there's a garlic chili like sauce. It wasn't even like a salsa maybe.
It was more
but it was more like a chili crisp thing. You kind of
it was kind of a cross. I would say almost like a cross between a chili crisp and a salsa.
Yeah, it was really good, really spicy. The owner, his name's Matt. We talked to him for a while at the expo and made the fatal mistake of bringing up the fact that we have a podcast. And then I told him that Ches is always bringing in like the Pocky One Chip Challenge and hiding it until we're like halfway through the show. And he's like, got this for you guys. And I'm like, Ches, I'm going to kill you. I know that my mom has been worried when I told her we're going to do the Last Dab XXX. And she's like, you don't have to do that. But I'm like, yeah, we do. We do it for you guys. For entertainment purposes, and my spice tolerance, let's just be honest, is not great. So you guys have extremely high tolerance of spice. I feel like both of you do.
Yes.
Either that or maybe you just don't.
We're dumber.
You're the one that said it. I think you guys maybe just don't vocalize your response to spice as much as I do.
Yeah.
But, like, for all I know, you could be burning up, but then Kurt's just, like, stone cold,
Yeah.
He's just like, I don't know. My butthole's going to hurt later. But the one that we have, so the story goes, is we bought these samplers pack, and we were like, take it easy, man. We'll talk about your hot sauce on the podcast. So here we are. As we're walking away, he goes, hey, wait, come back. He gives us the Tri-Actin Blueberry Reaper hot sauce. He said, this is the hottest one I make. I want you to eat it on the show.
And it's a limited edition.
It is limited edition. So here we are.
Bust that seal open.
About to be really mad at Matt. But also, he makes a really good product. He's out of California.
San Clemente.
Go check him out. Here, you open that.
There's a website on that bottle, too, I think.
It is the Ghost, let's see, for Instagram, the Ghost Scream Hot Sauce is on Instagram. If you want to check out what he offers. It sounds like he makes it all, so... They've got everything from like really mild that won't even, if you're really low spice tolerance, you can get that stuff. He has that available, but then it goes all the way up to this hand grenade that Ches is currently holding. You got to smell it first and see. Mm-hmm. I can't tell what that meant. Let me smell it. I got because I'll know like right away. Oh yeah, it's just Carolina Reaper, dude. I've smelled that before. I didn't get any blueberry. Maybe a little bit. So the worst hot sauce that I believe we've ever had on this show is the bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's the worst hot sauce I've ever had.
Well, there's that other stuff that you had that you threw in the garbage because it was just awful.
The Blair's?
Yeah.
Blair's Mega Death Sauce?
Yeah, that was pretty bad, too.
That usually comes after the bomb on, it did come after the bomb on hot ones. And it felt less spicy than Da Bomb, but Da Bomb's like weapons grade military hot sauce. Like, I don't know what they put in that. And his instructions were very clear. He said, you have to try it on a spoon first without anything else. Oh, Chet, we're going that deep?
I'm going that deep.
This is why we need cameras, dude. Okay, I'm pouring some. Okay, I'll go in. Is that enough? Do you agree with that? Do you have that much? You got more? Holy shit, Kurt. He's got a full tablespoon. I'm going to do
Let's see. Hold it up here. I'm going to get a photo.
I'm going to pour more in, though.
Well, give it how much you're going to take, and then...
Okay, that was a mistake. I don't know why I did that. I don't want to do this. I've just got the pre-hot sauce nerves. Okay. Ches posts those on social media sometime.
Yeah.
Instagram, the weekly InSalt. The _weekly_InSalt on Instagram if you guys want to see. We basically all have full tablespoons, so I guess we'll just tell you what it's like. Let's go. Oh, shit. I'm going to die doing this. Oh, damn. It's like pretty strong up front with a pepper flavor.
Yeah.
Oh, don't give me the hiccups. I'm going to get the hiccups. Uh-oh, there they are.
Yep,
you got the hiccups too. Oh, crap. Oh my goodness. Is this entertaining? Oh, what the hell?
It would be if it was on video.
Oh, my
Wade's
eyes.
reaction.
My eyes are already going. It's good.
All right.
It's good.
You ready to try on one of these chicken soft tacos?
I just wanted the taco. Kurt, how is it for you?
It's not bad, actually. It's hot. I think that Triple X is hotter.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh. You gotta talk because I can't.
You're having a hard time over there, man.
My spice tolerance is pretty low.
Wade's eyes are like bright red.
I think they got sunburnt yesterday. Okay, I gotta have water.
Okay.
A little relief. Yeah, Kurt's been sipping on his shake the whole time, by the way.
I haven't touched anything yet, by the
He's
way.
been diluting it down. He wants to appear as the badass.
All right, now I'm going to try this on a little chicken soft taco.
I'll try it again with some food. Because I want to know how it balances out. Maybe not, dude. I'm on fire. Is it on 1 to 10, Kurt? How bad is it for you?
Probably an 8.
That's what I was going to say, a 7.5 to 8.
Water's not helping, dude. It just comes back even worse.
See, I'm okay now. I mean,
Somebody keep the show moving.
that's really good on a chicken soft taco.
I mean, the residual spice that's left in my mouth right now is pretty good. Well done, Matt.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not as in fire as you are, but it is hot.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It's kind of starting to come down for me, but oh dear. That's a lot. I got the blueberry though. I really did. Yeah, I could taste it.
And you get punched with the heat, and then you get a little of that blueberry afterwards. At least I did.
Yeah. The heat is really quick. Like the pepper flavor up front, it hits you really hard. I think I'm over it. It's still pretty spicy. Kurt, you want to try it on taco?
Maybe. I think it would be good in like little dots.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely don't
Instead of,
do a
like, whole
spoonful like
fucking
we just
spoon.
did.
Jesus.
That was intense.
Yeah, it is pretty hot. For
My
a
eyes
spoon.
are still watering.
I would say at least try it once. A spoonful. I mean, yeah, my eyes are still kind of watering, but I'm good.
Trying to get my saliva going.
Yeah, well, we just lost half of our listeners because of that.
Ah, dude. What
This is not an ASMR.
It doesn't matter, dude. This happens on all sorts of shows.
So, have you guys seen the Arizona Coyotes are most likely coming to Salt Lake?
Who the hell are the Coyotes?
The Arizona's NHL team.
I did see some news that we were going to get an NHL team. I think that's awesome. We need some more major. We need major league sports here. We got the NBA, have the NHL. Eventually, I'm assuming we'll get baseball.
We don't have the NHL. We got
Well, we're getting it
yes. Well, supposedly.
supposedly. You said it's pretty much a done deal, though, right?
Yeah, I mean, they apparently informed the players after their last game the other night that we're relocating to Salt Lake effective next season.
Oh, cool. Well, if they've notified the players, it's got to be a pretty done deal then.
Yeah. So
a bad idea.
It's still pretty spicy for me.
yeah, apparently they weren't able to work out their stadium agreement down there, so they've decided they're gonna. I think they're actually gonna end up selling the team here to the Smith Group.
Oh, okay. I'm excited, dude. I would go to an NHL game 100%. They're super fun. Grizzly games are already way fun and like way underrated. If you haven't been to a Grizzlies game, you have to go. It's just a cool atmosphere. A lot cooler than what's happening in my mouth right now.
So yeah, I mean, if we get the NHL and end up getting that MLB team, I mean that's going to put all but NFL here.
If they build a baseball here, MLB, I am going to buy season tickets.
Mm-hmm. You and I were talking about that, and I'd totally be down for like season tickets to MLB.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Dude, I had so many like planned thoughts.
They've all gone out the window
They're
now.
just all gone. To go back to the hot sauces, though, I bought some of the other ones, and they're really good. Really good on. I've had them on like eggs in the morning, on pizza. They're good on everything. And the one that I got, I should have brought it down here because I can't remember the name, but it has a really smoky flavor. So I added that to like a can of chili or something for lunch, and it really ended up making the whole chili kind of smoky. And it was awesome. Have you tried some of yours?
My hot sauce that I bought?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think?
They're good. They're really good. I didn't get super hot stuff though.
Okay.
But they're pretty good.
Yeah. I definitely we'll probably have this bottle around for a while. But I can see the practical uses for it, You probably could use it just a few drops here and there. With food, it's going to be way less insane than what we just did.
Yeah, you still got some tears.
Oh, yeah. They're still there.
Yeah, let's see here. Let me pull up their hot sauces here. So yeah, they got their original hot. El Verde hot, Green Reaper hot.
That's one I got.
The Green Reaper?
Yeah.
They got a Ghost Truffle hot oil.
I got that one too.
Is that one good?
It is. It is. I really like the truffle flavor in it.
I actually don't know why I just asked you that because we basically tried all of them when we were at his booth.
Yeah, then they got their Triactin Blueberry Reaper extra hot, the one that we just tried now. So
I'm still experiencing it. It's not, I would say, I don't know. I would say this is about as hot as the last Dab Triple X for me. Not as hot as the bomb.
No, that stuff is awful.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if it was.
The bomb confuses me because
it tastes so horrid.
Its Scoville rating is so low, but it's like the way the spice interacts in your mouth makes it so hot. It's like all mouth pain.
Yeah, and it's disgusting.
And it's disgusting. This actually has a flavor that you can discern from it, and you get a lot of the pepper flavor, like right up front, before you get hit with the spice, which doesn't last very long. But you get you can taste the Reaper mash, and then you can taste the blueberry. And the back end, I think I can still taste a little of the blueberry, honestly. Either that or maybe I just finally short-circuited my brain. Maybe I'm having a stroke. Smells like burnt hair in here, right?
But yeah, that blueberry's actually got a really good flavor to it.
Yeah.
It is hot.
Thanks for the bottle, Matt. We appreciate it. And also, these guys enjoy being in pain more than I do, but
yeah, I'm back to 80% good.
I think I'm good.
So I'm 100%. 100% good.
But you can still probably feel it. It's just not like overwhelming now.
I mean, if
but
I feel
you've also been
like,
sucking down that milkshake, dude.
eat shit, bitch.
I haven't had any of the milkshake. I've had water. A milkshake does sound really nice, though. I should have said yes.
So yeah, so they had the other thing. I think what you're talking about was the garlic, the chili garlic jam.
Oh yeah, that. I mean, I don't use hot sauces as often as I should. I should find them. He also gave us recipe cards that with the hot sauces that we bought, and he paired the hot sauces we bought with recipes he thought they'd go good with. So not only when you buy hot sauce do you get a really good hot sauce, you get a recipe you can make that uses that hot sauce. Like they've developed those recipes. Because I think a lot of people get pigeonholed into, I just always put hot sauce on my eggs or hash browns, or I always put hot sauce on pizza or chili, or whatever. These actually incorporate their hot sauces into a recipe, which I thought was unique and really cool.
So I got that El Verde hot sauce, which really doesn't have any heat. Doesn't have much or at all. I got the Green Reaper.
The salsa? Or just the Green Reaper?
I got both.
Hot sauce.
Both the salsa and the hot sauce. I haven't opened the salsa one yet. And that Ghost Truffle hot sauce.
Yeah.
Which is good.
If you end up buying something from him, just let him know that we sent you there. He'll appreciate it. It helps us.
And I'll have to find out, but we do have a promo code.
Yeah, I thought that he did too, but I didn't write it down in my notes. So
I've got it at home.
You've got it at home?
Yeah.
Okay, check the description of this episode for the promo code for that. Get a little bit off, hopefully. We don't know the details. I just remember him mentioning, use this promo code, and I knew that one of us had written it down, so we'll get the details in the description below.
So, but yeah, definitely go give them a check out. If you're ever in San Clemente, go by there, and then go get yourself a
That would be cool. If I ever am passing through San Clemente, I'm going to stop. I'll stop and see if I can find him.
So the other thing you always got to do if you're ever in San Clemente, you got to stop and get yourself a new pair of flip-flops.
Yeah, is that the flip-flop place?
The rainbow.
Oh, okay.
Rainbow flip-flops are the only flip-flops I've worn now for well over 10 years. And that's where they're made or from, is in San Clemente.
Cool, yeah.
I will admit, and it's everybody's favorite and least favorite part of the rainbows, is they do require a couple days of break-in.
Oh, okay. Just kind of like anything. Anything good, it's probably worth it.
But yeah, once you break them in, they mold to your feet to the point where if somebody else has the same pair, the same size,
they put it on and they'll instantly know.
And you put on their flip-flops, nope, that's not my pair.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't fit my foot right.
That's cool.
So.
Well, speaking of berries, and juices, OJ died.
He did.
Yeah. There was a meme going around on the internet that showed a white Bronco hearse.
I saw a gallon of orange juice that had an expiration date of...
I saw that the day he died, yeah.
That's crazy. We can make all the memes and stuff, and I think to maybe the younger generation that didn't watch that whole thing happen, it's probably more funny because, why does this matter? But that was, the most riveting court case that, it gripped the entire United States.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody watched it.
I remember watching the verdict, in class in junior high school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So did I.
So, they had it on the television, in their classroom. We're like, all right, we're going to watch the verdict come in.
That made... the lawyer famous, that made that just how would I say it? That just changed the way that I think Americans looked at the justice system. And one thing that he did that was really smart is the total opposite of what Trump's doing through his whole court cases. And I'm not getting into the politics of it, of course, but he's trying to win over the people, and OJ just didn't say anything. He didn't do interviews with any TV stations. He didn't talk to anybody, any media. He just let the case run its course, and he beat the case. He didn't try to win the people over to win the case. He just had a really good lawyer. Whether he did it or not, I don't know. I'm not here to say one thing or another, but he won that case. He did. Yeah. And some people said, when he died, justice finally served. But everybody's open to their opinion of whether or not he did that. And that's fine.
Yeah, he got his day in court.
He got his day in court, and he walked.
Yeah, exactly. You can't...
Then people started... I remember that people started getting mad, and they wanted to know who the jury was. And that's there's always protect the jury, especially on a high-profile case like that. Because they're selected... carefully through process. If anybody's ever been to jury duty, then you know that. And there's dumb things that you can get you kicked out of being on a jury just because you get a certain newspaper or something. They might be like, okay, well, we don't want you on the jury then. Or because if an article was written in that newspaper, you might have read it or something. But then they started coming after the jury, and then I remember for a minute there, they were like, oh, we got to protect these people. Because there was a lot of people that were really upset. A lot of people that were really happy too.
But
the iconic image of him driving down the freeway,
and the 105,
in his white Bronco with 30 cops behind him,
Yeah, I was actually on the 105 that day.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Dang.
The day of, like
I was actually in that Bronco with OJ.
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, basically, like, I was on the 105 as it was happening. It's like, I remember getting back to my aunt and uncle's house in,
That
in California.
scene was televised probably across the world.
Oh, yeah, and watching it on the television. Like, we were just, I can't remember where we were coming back from, but, like, yeah, we were just there. We were, like, just ahead of it.
Yeah, just ahead of it. You're like,
Yeah.
yeah, we could have seen it. I don't even remember. I was too young to care about the details, so I don't remember the details of, like, why they were, like I don't even know what happened.
Yeah, like, basically, OJ was wanted, and, like, he was, like, suicidal in the back or something.
Oh.
And,
So that's why they weren't trying to pit maneuver him and shit?
yeah.
Oh.
I mean, and it wasn't a high-speed chase either.
Yeah.
It was like slow speed, actually.
Yeah.
I don't even go on freeway speeds.
Yeah.
So,
But that case changed, I think, just, like, gave an eye into the justice system that we didn't have before then.
yeah.
It was like, whoa.
Well, there was a bunch of other stuff that happened with him after that too. You remember any of that?
I don't remember the stuff that happened after.
All the base or the
Like there's all that sports memorabilia.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's when
He
he
was,
started
threatening to beat people up over in Vegas.
that's what he
or
actually ended
something.
up doing some, like, serious
Yeah.
jail time for.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he kind of, like, after it was all done, he became kind of popular because people were starting to look at his, like, he would start calling NFL games. Like, I think that these guys got this, and they would be like, we're betting OJ, the OJ way. So, I mean, in a way, it made him kind of his own little slice of whatever he had, but it's still a horrible thing that happened. But nonetheless, it's an iconic part of, I think, a lot of people's lives. A lot of people remember that, and he died, so it made the news.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever know the truth. So
I don't think so either, but it would be crazy if they put a leather glove on him in his casket.
one that fits.
Yeah, it's still too small.
Too soon. Too soon.
Ah, shit, sorry.
Take a stab at it tomorrow.
That's what.
I don't know which is worse now.
That was sweet. Nice transition. I softballed that one too. That was awesome. Yeah. The hot sauce, derailed it, but had first softball game, and now that it's warming up, and between that and this festival, I definitely feel like I'm turning 40 in August.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, all of my joints hurt at this point.
Need some CoQ10.
I don't know what I need. I've been taking my multivitamins, and it says not to double up, but I'm like, maybe.
Yes. Or then I think at that point you're just making expensive urine.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And of course, they're the gummy kind.
Oh, so they taste good. And
Yeah, well, they taste as good as multivitamin can.
Yeah.
It's not like eating a gummy snack.
Oh, yeah.
But, you got to take your multivitamin.
It's not like getting a handful of gummy bears.
No, that would be way better and way more unhealthy.
Yeah, so they probably don't make them taste that good on purpose.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Then I would say, did you guys see where NASA's been called to task or to create a time zone for the moon?
No, I haven't seen this.
Yes. So
a time zone for the moon.
Yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So I guess the moon.
Are they basing off like soul time? And then, I don't know, you can see them all in sci-fi movies where they're like, soul time is this.
Yeah.
The SOL or whatever it is.
Yeah, and I guess soul time would just be UTC, right?
Yeah. Well, I guess, but yeah. So they want to create this lunar time zone
Okay.
because of all the nations that are now going to be.
There is kind of a renewed focus on the moon, huh?
Yeah, so all the nations are going to be working together to get people back onto the moon and bases there. So they need a uniformed time.
Yeah, uniform.
Because everyone just based moon time off of their whatever time it is here is what time it is
there
on the moon.
Yeah.
So, but then the time actually passes by different on the moon.
Yeah.
So
is a second not a second anymore?
no.
Okay.
So
How many moon seconds are in a one Earth second?
let's hear. I'm trying to find the exact. It's like 56 milliseconds difference.
Huh.
So I mean, it's very negligible, but it's
Is it designed to create a day-night cycle on the moon? Like, you'll know what time you need to go to. I guess it doesn't matter if the time zone or the time you wake up and go to bed are the same on the moon.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, due to the moon's lower gravity and its motion relative to Earth, moon time passes 56 microseconds faster each Earth day.
Huh.
So...
This is interesting to think about that, because then it kind of makes like all of those doomsday predictions more laughable. Because they're all based on like, in 2012, the end of the Mayan calendar, dude, we're all going to die. It's like, well, what if I'm on moon time? And it also reminds me of Aqua Teen Hunger Force for some reason, the Moonanites.
Yeah.
Nobody can escape the quad laser.
Yeah, so they said it's going to take, agreement of all these nations coming together and saying, okay, here's like the official time that it is on the moon. So
guess it's finally necessary. There you go.
Yeah.
Planning ahead for the colonization of the moon.
Exactly. Which I think is probably already has happened.
Well, there's just people up there living that we don't know about.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think man's been to Mars. I mean...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You're seriously going down the conspiracy?
Well...
How would we get to Mars and not know about it?
The technology we have, I think, is so far beyond what
we actually know.
Is what we actually know.
Do you think that we have teleporters and we just don't know about it? That'd be cool.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but I mean...
We don't have like the food synthesizer off of Star Trek?
Yeah.
What was that called? The replicator?
Something like that, yeah. Didn't they have that on the Jetsons, too?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, it's one of those, I mean, it wouldn't... I'm not going to say it's definite, but I wouldn't be surprised to learn, oh yeah, we've been going there for years.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, well, yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You see them launch the Starship Heavy into space, and it's like trajectory, like they can't get that right. How are we going to Mars? I don't know. There's probably a lot Black Ops shit, yeah. There's probably a lot of things we don't know, and there's probably good reason we don't know it, because most of us would probably lose our minds.
I mean, look at how long the B-2 bomber was out before it was finally publicized.
How many years was it out?
Quite a while.
Wow. I know it was out for and I mean, if you think about it, just the nature of having a military, you want to get ahead of your adversaries, so you're gonna create secret things that nobody's gonna know about because you want to surprise your enemy, right?
Yeah.
Or whoever that may be. Does anybody have anything else? I think that we hit all the topics, all the cleanup stuff we needed to do.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can find out how long the...
You got 1:30 and it's red. The timer's red now, so it's counting down. If you can't find this by the time the timer runs out, you didn't defuse the bomb, and you have to take another spoonful of hot sauce. Uh-oh, down to 1:12.
You got to do a bottle pull.
Yeah, you got to do a bottle pull off the hot sauce bottle. Hell yeah.
Let's see. I'm not finding where... I'm seeing when it was first displayed was in 1988, so...
Huh. Well, I guess you guys can research that on your own time.
So, but yeah. I mean, I know it was in for years for service, and like the top speed, like the SR-71 Blackbird, is still like classified.
Do you think we already live like with aliens, like Men in Black style?
Oh yeah,
yeah. You think that there's like...
I already know that because look at octopuses.
Yeah, oh, exactly.
Well, yeah, they're crazy.
I mean, they're 100%
they're super
aliens.
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you think Will Smith's going to start beatbox talking to like some guy?
Yeah.
Like in Men in Black?
But yeah, I think there's definitely alien technology here on Earth that, I mean...
There's a lot of unexplained stuff, man.
Yeah. I actually believe that we're actually in the Stone Age compared to what we used to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, how did the pyramids get built?
Exactly.
You know? And why?
Yeah. So, I mean, in the technology, I mean, when we could barely build those today.
Yeah.
So...
There's been some people that have tried it, too, like on scale levels and different things.
Yeah.
Which is interesting to dedicate your life to that. There's a guy that dedicated his whole life to proving that you can move stones that big, and he's got a YouTube channel. I don't know it off the top of my head, but he is in a small town, and when he first moved, like, this giant stone with, like, just wood, and just himself, one person, to prove that it could be done, like, the whole town of, like, 500 came out, you know. There was some news report. I'm like, dang, dude, you're that bored in your town to be like, dude, I'm telling you, we can move them rocks. I've seen it. I had epiphany, and we can move those rocks.
Jimbo over there, he's gonna get it done.
All I gotta do is put down a couple pieces of lumber. That's how we're gonna move.
We'll figure it out.
Just holding the natty light.
Exactly. Hold my beer. I don't want to spill it.
That's why they moved them back then. They had natty light.
Yeah.
They had natty light back in the Egyptian times, and they moved some rocks.
That shit's magical juice.
He's all day talking about Red Bull gives you wings. Natty light moved to Earth. You're welcome, Natty Light. You can use that as the slogan.
Yeah.
Talk about Red Bull gives you wings. Natty Light moved to Earth. We'll leave it on that. Have a safe week, everybody. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week. This has been your weekly insult. I can still have spicy in my mouth too, kind of.
Really?
I can feel it. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I don't have any more spice in my mouth. Nothing.
Well,
what
are you guys doing the rest of the day? You want to move some rocks?
Yeah. You got the natty light?
I got it.